so many of us are used to being on the go, constantly, like on the hustle bustle. We're so used to chaos and dysfunction that when it's not there, it's like, I don't know how to operate in this. When it's time to take a rest and break, you don't even know how to do that. You're like, I am the artist and owner of Dekelis Art Studio. That's Dekelis, Dekelis, which is actually a combination of my first and middle name, if you ever wanted to know. When I am not doing Dekelis stuff, I have some side jobs that I do to help bring in some additional income. No, I am not at the place where my business can provide a stable, consistent income, but I am believing that at some point it will be. Full disclosure, I've been at this full time for 6 years, but I've had several pivots, and my most recent pivot, which came last year, I believe that I am back on the right track. I feel like I am. I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. This morning, I was writing in my journal and just asking God to show me and make it clear and stop me in my tracks if I am headed in the wrong direction. I think sometimes we pursue things that are ill-fitted for our life's journey. And I think that we constantly try to go in the wrong direction, trying to do something that does not fit our life's journey, the journey that God has planned out for us, that it becomes very frustrating when we don't see results, and we don't see progress, or as much progress as we would like to see, that we often are comparing based off of other people's progress. Because you could be like, oh, I'm making great progress, and then you look at somebody else who's doing something similar, and then you're like, but they're having even more progress, so I want to be there, so I'm not making enough progress, when in reality you are making big progress. Something I realized recently was like, my reality is somebody else's prayer, somebody else's dream. So even though I am not where I want to be in business, other aspects of my life, or even just having a business, having started, because so many people are in the I want to start but I don't know how to, and they have not. Even that alone is somebody else's prayer and dream, and I am living that. And I am living my dreams and prayers from the past. So I think that's important to keep in mind and to remember. Yeah, so I'm on my way to work. And I'll be honest, at first I was in a state of desperation when I first started taking on these jobs and these side stuff. But then I got to a point where I was like, I'm not desperate anymore. And I think it's because I started to see some income coming in. But I think even more so, once I did my last pivot, I was able to see my worth and my value in what I already do and offer, like through my art business. There are a lot of options out there for me that don't look like what I've seen. And for a lot of people, a lot of times, people are waiting on your ideas to come to fruition, because it's like, I see everything that's out there, but it's nothing what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. And I have found recently, it's a lot of recent revelations, guys. You are not able to find what you're looking for because either you are the one that's supposed to create it or make it happen, and then it will start to trend and everybody will start to doing it. It's like, oh, I remember when I wanted to do this and I couldn't find it nowhere. Now everybody's doing it. You are the trailblazer, you are the trendsetter, and you didn't even know. Or there is somebody else out there who is supposed to create the thing, do the thing and they're sitting on it and they know that they should be doing it, but for whatever reason they're not doing it, or it may not be the time. So yeah. Another thought that I had this morning as I was leaving the house was, and it came to me so like boom, it's like, I'm not sad or depressed. I am definitely not depressed. I was feeling kind of sad, kind of blah, and this happens from time to time. I've noticed after I've come down from a high of like, I had like a great launch, or I had some big opportunities, or like there was a lot going on, and then it's like or even like the holidays, you know that feeling, like especially after Christmas, people feel like in January it's like, ugh, all right, another year, okay. But because you've just done so much, you've just been like going, that you just feel like so like depleted, or just like blah, or like we say in the islands, choop. Like I feel choop. But this morning I realized it's not a blah feeling, it's a mellow. It just came to me like so, like, duh. I never thought about that before. It was like, you don't feel sad. You're not sad. You're mellow. And you're in a resting phase. Imagine that. You are mellow and in a resting phase. You're not sad. Some people are sad, genuinely sad for different reasons. Some people are depressed. Yes. But some people, especially if it's like you were on a high and then you coming down off of the high, it's like a sugar crash. You're not sad. You're just in a mellow resting phase. And I like that a whole lot better than like, I'm sad. Like, I don't want to put that on me because I'm not sad. I don't have anything really to be sad about. I just had like really big back-to-back couple of weeks. If you didn't see my other videos, I had a very amazing art and wellness class. I did a art and mental health training for a local nonprofit. Then the following weekend I did, the same week, because that was on a Wednesday, and then that Saturday I did a live painting event for Black History program. And so like I was on a high and posting all these things I was doing, but now the next couple after that I was like, I need a break. I've been peopling too much, posting too much. This ain't it. I need a break. And so once I did that, then that's when I'm like, oh, it's like, it's one thing to realize that like I need a break, but then once you get the break and you're allowed to rest and you give yourself permission to rest, if it goes further than what you scheduled out for yourself, like, okay, I'm gonna take a day or two to rest, but then it lingers, you just like, oh, I don't know what's wrong, and you start doubting and feeling upset and frustrated, and nothing's working out. Like, yo, you just had all of these things. Like, what are you talking about? But God showed me this morning, it's like, you're not sad and you're definitely not depressed. You're just in a mellow resting phase. And so what he showed me is that so many of us are used to being on the go constantly, like on the hustle bustle. We're so used to chaos and dysfunction that, and people see this in relationships, they're so used to the chaos and dysfunction that when it's not there, it's like, I don't know how to operate in this, because you've just been operating high functioning so long that when it's time to take a rest and break, you don't even know how to do that. You're like, I just feel so, no, it's because you just need to learn how to readjust yourself for that. And so that's what I'm taking this as, because listen, in about 3 weeks or so, things are going to ramp back up again for me. So yeah, in these calm, mellow, slow resting seasons, where they last a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or a couple of years. Embrace it, lean in, do what you can. Don't overexert yourself, but keep like a steady flow. Find like a rhythm. And I think that's definitely what I need to do, is figure out like, okay, when I'm having these mellow resting phases, how do I operate? How do I respond to life in these resting phases? Do I go all out and just chill out? Or are there some like back end things that's like, you know what, I was too busy to focus on that or to get this done, like that super long to-do list that you have? Start pulling at it a little bit, checking things off. Take your time and lean into the rest. Don't create more work than necessary. And I feel like that's what I've been trying to do with like some of these side jobs and stuff. They've been definitely very helpful financially, but I think sometimes I just get so like anxious, like, oh, I want more money, I need more money, I want to get this, I want to do that. And I'm just like, oh, let's create all this stuff. And then when I get the opportunities, I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do that either. Then I'm like frustrated. I'm like, oh, why do I always do this to myself? So yeah, I'm just in a I'm currently in a stage of like learning how, not necessarily how to maintain and how to pace myself. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm learning how to pace myself instead of rushing, because I'm so used to rushing and doing all the things. All right, guys, I said what I had to say. I hope that it was a blessing to you. Let me know what part stood out to you, or if you can relate to what I said, anything that I said. And let's chat it up in the comments. I would love to talk with you. All right, until next time, stay well and be blessed. Bye.